Hey, what's up out there, everybody? This is Pastor Aiden Rucker coming to you once again with Rehab Ministries. And this word, I'm in therapy right now. This word is brought to or inspired by Anton. He posted a post yesterday about being, just tired of social media and trying to be relevant. And at the beginning of the year, God, I had so many things that I wanted to release, and God was like, "No, you will release nothing." And I was like, okay. But social media will make you anxious. Social media breeds the spirit of anxiety. We're looking at this person doing that and that person doing this and this person got married and these people are going on a cruise and that people is going on a trip and this person just got this and that person just got that. It breeds the spirit of anxiety, or also it brings forth the spirit, the possibility of covenant. You want to covet. Not covenant, but you want to covet. You're paying attention to what everybody else is doing. You're paying attention to what everybody else has. You're paying attention to what everybody else has got going on. And so that's why I say it breeds the spirit of anxiety. Chances are, when you get anxious, relax. Because the Bible says, be anxious for nothing. So sometimes when you get anxious and you get stirred up and I gotta produce and one thing about people that are doing things, they always feel like they have to be producing. The demand on them is so great because the world teaches you that you're only as good as your last success or your last victory. So sometimes you don't even really get to celebrate that victory because you're trying to plan and plot the next one. You're trying to come up with the next thing, and you're orchestrating and you're facilitating and you're trying to come up with ideas and your creative juices are flowing. There's a story in the Bible, Abraham. God came to Abraham and he promised him a son. And so after about 10 years, the promise still never came to pass. He was in the land of Canaan and it just didn't seem like it was going to happen. So the wife had a bright idea that I'll let you sleep with one of my handmaids because they don't look like God is going to fulfill your promise. So then she allowed her husband to sleep with a slave girl called Hagar. Hagar ended up having a baby, naming him Ishmael. Why? What does this have to do with anxiety? Because when it looks like God is not moving, we feel like we have to step in and do something. We feel like we have to make it happen. Listen, I got a seed in the ground and I'm just watering that seed. See, times is we got so many seeds planted and we don't really nurture the seeds that we already got. So what happened was Abraham followed his wife's bright idea, slept with her, conceived a child named Ishmael. But Ishmael wasn't the blessing. Ishmael wasn't the promise. Ishmael wasn't what God had for Abraham. Ishmael was created in his flesh. It wasn't created by God. So therefore, we have to be careful on what we're producing. Sometimes we're looking at people that are birthing Ishmaels and not the Isaacs. So he had that baby. Eventually, she got pregnant with the blessing child, which would be Isaac. Isaac was the blessing. Ishmael was the flesh child. Ishmael was birthed out of anxiousness, while Isaac was the promise that God had. So don't get so caught up looking at what people got, because just because Ishmael was blessed, that wasn't the promise. See, when God has his hand on your stuff, you do less the work, half the labor. You got more favor than you have labor. And so that's what's so crazy about it. God can take your situation and what somebody tried to produce in 20 years, God can produce it in 2 months or 3 years or whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying? So don't take me literally as it relates to the numbers, but the idea of it is be patient. Work your gifts and they'll make room for you. God didn't intend for you to overwork yourself and kill yourself. Just be obedient and trust him. Know that he's with you. Know that he's got you. Ishmael was blessed, but he wasn't promised. Don't be so anxious. Social media will have you anxious that you'll be birthing Ishmaels, and God never told you to do that, nor was his hand never on it. Listen, you want your blessing. You want God's favor. You want God's permission. You want God to breathe on your business, your plan, your program, your conference, your church, your ministry, your marriage, whatever it is. You want the blessing and the hand of God on it. You don't want to birth nothing out of your flesh. Ishmael was the flesh child, while Isaac was the blessed and the promised child. Because eventually what happens is, your stuff that you did in your flesh will fall out with your stuff that God had for you, and there'll be a conflict of interest. Let God work your gifts. His timing is best. He knows best. He knows what's best for you. He has a plan for you. He already said it, that I created you and I knew everything about you before the foundation of the earth. I knew every hair on your head. I knew every problem you would encounter. it would take for you to be or to become great. So listen, don't be anxious. Don't let Facebook get you caught up in anxiousness. Yeah, they're writing books. Yeah, they're doing this, but God got enough creativity to give you stuff. Perfect timing. I trust His timing and I trust His plan. That is my word for today. Do not be anxious. Don't let social media, people only post what they want you to see. Don't get caught up again. Follow me on all social media sites. I am Amy Rucker. Amy Rucker on Facebook. Listen, I don't even try to get on here and be cute or nothing on these videos. I just try to release something that'll plant a thought in somebody's head. Thought-provoking. So listen, I'm Amy Rucker. Peace.